Hi, welcome to our Monday night live. Here we are on the 11th of December. It's exactly 2 weeks till Christmas Day. And I appreciate that for some of you, there will be a feeling of overwhelm, of perhaps a lack of organisation, or perhaps that sense of I'm not really sure what's happening and I am frustrated about the way that plans are going and I'm not particularly looking forward to the day. And of course, on the flip side of that, there's many of you who will be super excited and love Christmas and be spending it exactly how you want to. But this today is about explaining how you feel to people without the blame. So the idea is that you are able to explain exactly what's going on and why, but it won't create an emotional conversation with the other person. And I've put this in my tip of the week. It's called an I message. It's very simple to do. It's broken down into 3 parts. The first part is that you feel. So I feel, and the emotion that you're feeling. Now, sometimes when we're feeling emotional, we're unable to fully explain. So it might be that you're feeling angry or frustrated, or maybe you can't even label the emotion. Maybe it's just an overwhelmed feeling, or just a sense that you're getting that you're feeling uncomfortable, whatever it might be for you. So the first part of the message is I feel, and then describe the emotion in the best way that you can. The second part is when you, so what we're saying is the behavior from somebody else, or the behavior that you're perceiving that somebody else is doing. And then finally, we end with a because. So it's I feel my emotion, when you behavior, because. Now it's really important about the because. It's called the power of because, and it helps us to explain to other people what's going on and why. And it's that why that's super important, because it helps the other person to recognize what might be going on. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can do it in a way that you take full responsibility. So the whole idea is that you are in a nice logical part of the brain when you use this, and not in an emotional part. Otherwise it can come across as a little bit aggressive. So you don't want to be saying I feel when you because, and blaming it somebody else. Now, when we are feeling emotional and we're looking to blame somebody else, which we all do, it's all human behavior and it's perfectly fine. It's just about recognizing that. What we often do and what we often say is, look how you made me feel, look what you've done. And so we don't take any responsibility for our own feelings. So this is about accepting responsibility. Now, I like to do it with an added bit onto it. So I often like to say this. I'm just going to explain to you how I feel. Now, this is called foreshadowing. So what we're doing is we're now telling the person what we're about to do, and that allows the person to think about it and to give them a little period of time for their emotional brain that chips in to protect them to settle down, and for us to go to logical brain. So I'm just going to say that I just want to explain to you how I'm feeling. And then I might say something like this, but I fully accept that this is how I feel, and this might not be how you are perceiving the situation. So I get that this is coming from me. So there, I've accepted that responsibility, and I'm still in a position to explain how I feel. Now, it could be that you feel frustrated, angry, or annoyed. Let's use Christmas, because that's a great example coming up, when some of us are going to be doing things that we don't particularly want to do. And it might be that we have boundaries that we're going to set. So we can use this in a really simple way. So we can just say something along the lines of, like, I feel really frustrated when you keep bringing up the topic of Brexit when we're with other people, because it's going to get an emotional response from your brother-in-law, whoever it might be. You can use it with your children. So it could be that you've waited up all night for a phone call, maybe from your partner or a teenager in your life, and you're expecting them to phone or be home by 1 o'clock, and they haven't phoned and they haven't messaged you, and you've been trying to contact them. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning, and what's happening is you're actually becoming fearful. So there's a fear that's being created, which is causing an anxiety, and you're frustrated and you're angry, but you're worried. Most of all, you're worried, and that kicks in. And then suddenly there's a knock at the door. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. They turn up swaying on the doorstep. They look like they've had a good time, and clearly are not concerned about your feelings. Now, most of us will probably go, look at you, you're so selfish. I can't believe you've done this. I've been waiting up for you for hours. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Oh my goodness, look at you. Or words to that effect. Where again, if we just take a big deep breath, we go, actually, this is about how I'm feeling, because I know that nobody can make me feel something. I'm fully responsible for that, so I have to take responsibility for that. So we might just say, do you know what? I know this is how I'm feeling. I'm just going to share this with you because I feel incredibly frustrated when you turn up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the agreement was that you would contact me by 1, because I've been absolutely worried sick about where you've been tonight. And then we leave it. So it doesn't create an argument, but we've not let it go. We can say how we feel. There is nothing wrong with being assertive and explaining to people how we feel. You can use it in a team environment. Perhaps you feel that you've been overlooked for promotion for the last year. So you might go and speak to your team leader or your boss and say, again, hey, can I just have a quick conversation with you, please? I just want to explain how I'm feeling at the moment, because I know if I don't explain it, I'm going to become resentful in the future, and I don't want that to happen. I've just noticed that, or this is how I feel, that other people have been promoted in front of me. So I feel frustrated when I see other people being promoted in front of me, because I feel that I've been incredibly loyal to this company and I've worked really hard, and I just don't understand what's stopping me from being promoted or being pushed into the next position. So again, taking that responsibility, keeping the conversation in an assertive, logical space rather than in an emotional blame space. So there it is, an iMessage in 3 parts: I feel, when you, because. So hopefully you'll find that useful over the next 2 weeks. Any messages or any comments, please just pop them in the chat. If you are watching this on the replay, please just put #replay, and any questions I'm more than happy to answer. So have a great evening, and I'll speak to you next Monday. The last one, I won't be speaking to you on Christmas Day, you'll be pleased to hear. Take care, have a great week.